What is going on? Welcome to No Chill Promos. How y'all doing? Hope having a blessed Tuesday if you're watching this. Before I get into this video about Monday Night Raw, just gotta do a quick shout out to all subscribers to the channel and to the followers on Rumble. As of now, I'm at 280. It's 20 more away. Once I reach 300, which is insane. I mean, like, I started this channel back in like fucking February, but I didn't start uploading until May. That's crazy to me. I've been consistent as much as I can, so thank you. Once I reach 20, I'll drop the 1 through 5 favorite female wrestlers of all time. But until then, I keep on going. The games don't stop. They slow down, that's for damn sure, but they don't stop. So let's get into it. And I know I sound like a broken record when I say this, but they do this shit every single fucking week. Where we see some random wrestlers coming into the building and we're supposed to be hyped. So we start off, we see Gyrus and his 2 jobbers carrying the Crown Jewel title, like we're supposed to care. Next, we see Street Trash walking in. It's like, man, this show, I really don't give a fuck about this show, man. I mean, like, how am I supposed to get excited watching this show? Like, oh my God, it's Judgment Day. Like, yeah, I seen these guys last week and the week before that and the week before that, man. Nothing's changed. There is nothing cool or entertaining about watching these random wrestlers walking into the arena. And last but not least, we see Seth freaking Rollins. I'm like, wait. What are you wearing, man? I mean, like, what's the point of these outfits? Like, this dude has more personality in his outfits than he does his promos. But we start off with a promo from main event Jey Uso, yeet. You guys, the crowd doing the yeet, yeet. You know, everybody's doing all that shit. He gets into the ring. He was like, last couple weeks been problematic, Uso. You know, first I lost my Intercontinental Championship, Uso. And I had to take my happy ass SmackDown across the Timu Alibaba Bloodline, the tag team titles. Basically giving us a recap of shit that we watched, we've seen it with our own eyes, man. Well, I haven't, because I don't watch SmackDown, but we then see Jimmy No Ye Uso, who was born a king. He comes out. He was like, listen, Uso, I gotta thank you for what you did on SmackDown, taking care of the Bloodline, dropping their tag team titles. And I just gotta say that they ain't the ones, Oos. We the ones. And Jay was like, oh hold up. Slow your roll, player. It's like, hold the fuck up. It's like, well, we the ones, Oos. We ain't cool. Alright. I ain't forget about all the bullshit you did to me. You cost me opportunities to be the World Heavyweight Champion time again. Now I've been out here on my own. I'm my own man now. I'm main event Jey Uso. I won the Intercontinental Championship. I'll tell you what, all the championships that I've won isn't as nearly as important to me than being your twin brother. And I mean that. That's from the heart. And Jimmy was, he had this nigga Jimmy blushing. It's like, oh. And Jimmy then goes to try to dap him up. Jay stop him. He's like, hold up. He's like, hold up. Wait a minute now. I'm still thinking about that shit from Bound for Glory. That shit was hilarious. He was like, well, we still eat cool, Oos. But I do agree the new bloodline needs to get got. So I'll tell you what, you beat Jimmy, I beat Jay, because they could tell us apart now. They know who I am. They know who Jey Uso is. I'm not here to be no one's side bitch, no one's side piece, no lackey, henchman, none of that. I'm my own man now. And I'm standing on my own 2 feet. But we can both be Usos on our own. Jimmy was like, okay, Us, I respect that. But look, all I'm asking is for you to come to SmackDown. The OTC's gonna be there. So why don't you come through, bury the hatchet so we can move on. So we can take out the bloodline together. And Jay was like, alright, Us, I'll be there. And then we see out of nowhere, Beavis and Butthead, aka Tama Tonga Loa, coming out to attack both the Usos. Usos get the upper hand, but then we see my nigga Jacob Fatu, the small werewolf, coming through, wrecking shop. Alright, he goes to try to do the hip attack in the corner to Jay. But Jay literally throws a chair in his face. I like that spot. He then super kicks Oak Macho butthead over there. Jimmy then super kicks Jimmy Beavis, aka Tomatona. Jaden super kicks Jacob. Jacob eats that shit, no sells it, tries to clothesline both of them. They duck. Usos hit the super kick. Jacob rolls out the ring. Alright, then we see Solo. He's backing down the bloodline because we see Adam Pearce and all his top flight security backing him down. Like, get out of here. This is a SmackDown. Get the fuck out. So yeah, I imagine we'll see more of this bullshit up until War Games. Whatever the fuck that is. Alright, but as the promo segment overall is decent, I suppose. I hate it. So we move on. And I seen this shit and I had to talk about it. This little graphic here. Oh, WrestleMania 41. Best-selling WrestleMania on sale weekend in history. And I'm like, you know why that is? Because the cheapest ticket that I've seen is like 600 fucking bucks. And if that isn't bad enough, I see the little packages that they do. And you got to pay over $10K, 2 tickets to get a picture of The Undertaker, some cheap bed and breakfast, you know, for your time there. And it's just like, come on, like, imagine paying that much. Imagine paying fucking $10,000 to go see WrestleMania, and you don't even know who the fuck's on the card. You got the gold package was like 10K, and that so-called elite package is like what, like that's rumored to be like 15 to 20K. Like, imagine paying that much to go see Johnny Gargano live and in action. Old Chuck E. Cheese. Couldn't be me. Absolutely the fuck not. That's insane. Absolutely insane. Fucking ridiculous. And that's why they say shit like, oh, we're in a boom period. Because they're overcharging the fuck out of their ticket prices. God damn. It couldn't be me. Absolutely not. And I stated this before, but the only WWE PLE, even though there's nothing premium about it, the only show I want to go to is to the Royal Rumble. And I wouldn't go if I had to pay some astronomical ticket price to go see like whoever the fuck live. Like, I'm not doing that, man. Absolutely not. Like, I'm more than comfortable going to a fucking local indie show or go see fucking AEW, TNA, wherever the fuck's in town. You know what I mean? I have no problem doing that. You know what I mean? I've done it before. I'll do it again at some point. But absolutely not. Fucking 600 and up for the fucking tickets. You don't even know who the fuck's on the car next year. Or fucking 1,000, fucking 5,000, 8,000 packages, fucking 10,000, 15,000. Like, insane. And this economy too? Fucking insane. That's what I'm saying. But hey, more power to you if you paid your tickets already in advance to WrestleMania 41. I hope you enjoy it. I really do. But we move on. We see Adam Pearce scolding Nick Aldis on the phone. He says, Nick, I'm so sick and fed up of your people showing up my show without an invite. Control your fucking people, alright? And then we see the Street Trash walking up. And it's crazy how Adam pretty much towers over all of them. Like, that's so fucking sad, man. Adam was like, man, what the hell do y'all want, man? I don't have time for your shit. Liv was like, well, we just want to know who Dom's opponent is in the main event tonight. And Dom was like, yeah, who is it? Like, I ain't worried, I ain't scared, I ain't that shit. I just want to know who it is. Adam was like, okay, you want to know who it is? Like I said, it's a former world champion, someone you know very well, and that's Damian Priest. So, good luck. He walks away, and see the look on everybody's faces. They're like, oh, fuck. Alito was like, that's not cool. Hey, well, guess what? Nobody in this group is cool. Like, nobody, alright? And Finn was like, hey, listen, no offense, but I think I know Damian better than anybody, alright? You can't take him lightly. Dom's like, hey, don't worry, Finn. You know, I got the baddest bitch in the game right now. I'm Dominic Mysterio. I'm gonna go out there, I'm gonna kick Damian Priest's ass in the main event tonight. He didn't say all that, but he should have. But yeah, that's all that happened in this shitty segment, so we move on. And next, we get a match between Ludwig Kaiser versus Sheamus. And for some reason, you see the camera just do it zooms in on Ludwig's face for like a good 2 minutes. I'm like, if I'm Ludwig, I'm like, yo, back the fuck up. I mean, like, hold on, wait a minute. Back up. Back the fuck up. Hot damn, man. But we get the match between him and Sheamus. And I'll tell you what, there's no point in me breaking down this match because it's predictable as all hell. Because a few minutes later, Sheamus hits the bicycle knee into the bro kick for the 1, 2, 3. Sheamus goes over. Shocker. Oh, wait, who could have seen that coming? Imagine actually believing in Ludwig Kaiser going over on Sheamus. Just the idea itself is comical to me. I'm like, and I have to entertain myself because this show fucking sucks, man. I hate doing Raw reviews, man. I honestly do. But next, we get a video package from Bloody Rhea Ripley, and she just recaps the shit that all the history that has transpired between her, Raquel Rodriguez, Liv Morgan, as if we don't already know. But I'll tell you what, at least she looked good doing it, because damn, she's looking good in this video package. I can tell you, I said this before, Rhea Ripley can get it any day of the week. That's all I'm saying. But we move on, we see the Usos backstage, we see Sammy Uso, he shows up, you know, and I already seen this shit coming. Sammy was like, hey, can I talk to you, Us, without this other Us here? And then Jimmy gets up in his grill, and Jay was like, hey, I got this, you know, relax, Jimmy, let me talk to him. And Sammy was like, this is what you're doing now? You're just gonna let bygones be bygones and just fucking go to SmackDown and forgive Roman like he didn't just fuck you over for the past 3 years? Jay was like, look, I hear you, Us, but look, I'm not cool with Roman, but I think Solo's worse. And let me stop right there. How the fuck is Solo worse? I mean, like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, he's not even the fucking undisputed Universal Champion. Alright, compared to the guy that held it hostage for over, what, 3.5 years? For fuck's sake, how the fuck is he worse? So already in this segment, Sammy is making Jay look like a complete dumbass. Sammy was like, what are you talking about? Like, Roman, he's the one that mind-fucked you, man. He's the one that made you jump through hoop to hoop, hurdle to hurdle to try to prove your worth within the bloodline, man. And like, you're supposed to be your own man. You're main event Jey Uso, right? Like, you came here to Raw, you became the Intercontinental Champion, and I'm proud of you. Now you want to fuck that up and undo all the work that you put in for like the past year? And then Jay, he's showing his true colors. He was like, listen, Us, you want to understand because you ain't family. He walks away. I'm like, damn, that was cold. You know that hurt Sammy. He felt that shit. And Sammy was like, he goes from being an honorary Us to being sworn in, and now he ain't family anymore. So we shall see how shit goes. Like, again, I'd rather see Braun Breaker and War Games than Sami Zayn, but I'm not even gonna watch this shit, so who really gives a fuck? Next, we see a boring video package from the World Heavyweight Champion that hardly ever wrestles in his own show, the Ring General. Gunther. And I don't really give a fuck what he says. He's talking about, you got Cody Rhodes, the quarterback of this industry. I'm like, God, shut the fuck up, man. like, call him gutless. And I'm like, man, you suck. Alright, you had your opportunity to completely verbally dismantle this dude, as you should have, and that's in your gimmick, and you failed. You failed to do so. So I'm not trying to hear whatever fucking bullshit you're trying to spew out now. Alright, and this whole shit with Orton and Cody Rhodes is completely ass backwards. Right? It's a shame. It's a fucking shame what they've done with Randall Keeklock Orton. It comes back as Survivor Series hasn't done a fucking thing since. What a shame, man. I might have to make a video about that, of what should be done with Randy Orton. You know, that might be a later video. So yeah, I don't give a shit about this video segment. It sucked. It was boring as shit. I'm not gonna watch this tag team match with him and Kaiser versus Orton and Mama Rhodes, Cody Perez. I don't care, man. So we move on, and next we get a match between Zelina Vega versus Ivy Nile. Speaking of the other match that I don't care about, and neither did the crowd. But the crowd was thoroughly invested in this match. You know, there's, you know, they do the shit where like, come on, like, make some noise, and like, woo, like, crowd did not care because there's not a reason to care, because it's just a random ass match between two jobbers that they don't give a shit about. All right. Well, we're gonna tell a story of fucking America versus Mexico here, with fucking American made versus the Latino World Order, as Simone. No, like, why are we doing this match? What's the fucking point? There is none, because it's just filler. So we fast forward to the finish. Ivy hits her finisher. It's kind of like a swinging uranagi kind of ish. The 1, 2, 3. Ivy Naya goes over. Yay. American made celebrates in the ring, and then that's it. Completely pointless. So we move on. We see main event Jey Uso. He was talking to Jimmy No Ye Uso, who was born a king, backstage. You know, Jimmy was like, hey, how'd that conversation go with Sammy? Jay was like, man, I told him he was a family Uso. And Jimmy was like, well, he ain't. You know what I mean? I'm like, Jimmy's not wrong. Technically, he's not. But Jay was like, man, I'm like, yo, when you left, he stepped up from you, Uso. And Jimmy was like, look, how about this? How about I go talk to Sammy myself? And Jay was like, nah, man, that shit ain't gonna end well, man. Just leave it alone. Jimmy's like, look, I'm just gonna talk to him, all right? That's it. And when you think about it, it's sad that a guy that's on SmackDown is getting more airtime on Raw than their World Heavyweight Champion. He could have did that same boring-ass promo after having a squash match with a local jobber. But what do I know? These champions hardly fucking wrestle anymore. So next, we get a promo from Seth freaking Rollins. Crowd does. He milks the shit out of this. Does that shit for 5 minutes. He says the same shit he always says, that I am a visionary, I am a revolutionary, I am Seth freaking Rollins. You know, that bullshit. And we see the top dog, Big Bronson Reed on Titantron. He's like, listen, Rollins, you talking all this shit, you want to come find me? Well, I'm right here in the parking lot. And then Rollins was like, well, hold on, big boy, I'm coming. So Rollins goes to the parking lot. Adam Pearce and his top 5 security tries to stop him. They failed as always. You fast forward, we see Rollins hits a curb stomp onto the top dog, Big Bronson Reed, on top of the car. Then we had Joe Tessitore. He was like, oh my god, Rollins just turned Bronson Reed into a hood ornament. He just kept saying that shit. Rollins trying to talk his shit. So people forgot who I am. It's like, no, we haven't. What are you talking about, man? This motherfucker's only been out for like a few months. We haven't forgotten you, man. Alright, we know exactly how mid you are. 10 seconds later, we see Bronson Reed get back up. He's on beast mode. Rollins hits a super kick, then tries to go upside his head on the little studio equipment or stage equipment there. They fight inside the trailer there. Then we see the top dog, Big Bronson Reed, hitting a DVD into the little fucking table area there. Alright. And he's the one that gets up. So mind you, it's like this motherfucker got curb stomped on top of a fucking hood of a car, gets back up, and he's the one that walks away. Hilarious. Now, if I'm booking this, if I'm Triple H, now the logical move will be for the top dog, Big Bronson Reed, to squash the fuck out of Seth fucking Rollins. Squash his ass. Mollywop the shit out of him. That's what I want to see. But that's not going to happen. Nah. What's going to happen, that Crown Jewel is Rollins is going to go over. He's probably going to curb stomp him like 3 to 4 times. He's going to win clean. That's what I believe is going to happen. So we move on. We see a clip from last week with the Final Testament talking to The Miz. See Karrion Kross, he's pissed off. He was like, one of my guys took a fucking bullet for you, so you owe me. Alright, so the way I look at it is we could talk an alliance, or you can go through us. We fast forward to this week. We see R-Truth, he's talking to Alpha Academy until Miz interrupts. He was like, look, Truth, let's hear me out. Like, I'm so very sorry about what happened last week. Alright, they're like, fucking Final Testament, they're like, they mind fucked me. I don't know what's going on, but I apologize, man. Like, we're a tag team, you know? Like, we won at WrestleMania, man. Like, come on, I got your back. And Truth was like, yeah, we're all good, you know? But, hey, listen, dog, I got something for you. Reaches in the pocket, and what does the 5 fingers say in the face? Slap. Like, slaps the shit out of him. R-Truth then says, good luck with the Wyatts. Y'all gonna die. Walks away. He passes Pete Dunne. He's like, yo, hey, what up, Butch? You see Pete? That's why Pete Dunne was meat mugging the chef. That's all I have been here, so we move on. Next, we get a triple threat tag team match to determine the number one contenders for the tag team champions who hardly ever fucking wrestle. You got New Day versus Rey Mysterio and Jack and Lee versus the War Raiders. I'm just going to fast forward to the finish. You had Chad Gable intervening in this match, locking in the ankle lock to Rey Mysterio. I'm just like, why is this match not fucking ended in no contest? Why is this allowed? Why is there this outside interference? Referee sees it plain as day and just allows this shit. Like, what happened to the rules? Did I miss something here this year to where it's no longer adhere to the rules? What's the point of having a count out if you're not going to count people out? You know what I mean? Like, but while that's happening, you have War Raiders hitting their finisher, which is like a springboard clothesline from Ivar, which is crazy, into a wheelbarrow suplex from Eric for the 1, 2, 3. But yeah, Joe Tessitore on commentary, he's like, oh my god, Ivar just hit a freaking springboard clothesline and Eric hit a German suplex. It's like, bruv, it's a wheelbarrow suplex, not a German. There's a distinct difference between the two moves. I'm just saying. But War Raiders are now the number one contenders for tag team titles, and I hope they win. Alright, I hope they win. And I don't even know anymore, man, because it seems whoever wins these fucking any type of title in this fucking either of these shows, they don't wrestle anymore. You know? It's like, so War Raiders win, yeah, then we don't see them wrestle for like 2 months. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck's the point? Like, I don't know, man. Whatever. If War Raiders win, that's cool. I don't fucking care anymore, man. Before we move on, we see The Miz talking to Adam Pearce. He's trying to express and convey his concerns to the GM here on Raw. He was like, you got R-Truth out here launching an unprovoked sucker punch to me. You got the White Six in the Final Testament stalking me. Why don't you do something about it? And Adam Pearce is just laughing at him. Laughing right in front of his face. How unprofessional. You know what I mean? Like, this is your GM. One of your fucking employees on your fucking show has a valid concern and you laugh in his face. Very disrespectful. If I'm The Miz, I'll file a complaint with Human Resources. I'm just saying. But Adam was like, you know, you should turn around. Turns around, we see the Final Testament. Cross was like, so, Miz, what's the word? What's the deal? Miz was like, look, I came up with a great plan. It's like, look, when we see the White Six, we just run. Alright. And Cross is like, scratch that. I have an even better plan. Don't worry. What you're gonna do is help us track down Bo Dallas tonight. Miz was like, I don't. He's like, hey. Just shouts it. He's like, damn. You're gonna track down Bo Dallas tonight. You're gonna ask him why he's getting involved in my business. Right? If you don't, I'm just gonna break your legs. He walks away. I'm just like, you couldn't say like break her neck, you know, break her legs. Come on, man. The crowd supposedly was chanting, break his legs, break his legs. I'm like, okay. He like could have came up with a better line, but whatever, man. But next we see the Usos are like outside in the parking lot. You know, Jay was like, yo, hey Jimmy, you find Sammy? And Sammy was like, yo, take a look, Us. And when they zoom in, we see Sammy talking to Solo. Solo was like, hey, listen, bruh, like I have nothing against you. Alright, you're welcome into my bloodline. All you gotta do is acknowledge me. And Sammy's, you know, he's looking perplexed. He's like, well, I don't know. I don't know about that. He didn't actually say that, but that's why I can envision Solo saying to Sami Zayn. And then Jay was like, man, he's like, why would he do that? It's like, nigga, you told him like an hour ago that he ain't family. Why the fuck are you surprised? I'm like, this episode made main event Jey Uso Yeet look like a complete retard. Like, why are you surprised that Sammy's talking to Solo when you essentially told him to fuck off earlier? And Jimmy was like, man, see, I tried to tell you, Oos, and like, he ain't family, he one of us, you know, he the ones. And Jay was like, yeah, you might be right. And that's it. And then we move on to the main event, which is Dominic Mysterio versus Damian Priest. And if Dom wins, he earns himself a possible #1 contendership for the World Heavyweight Championship. And I'm just going to fast forward to the finish, which is like the Street Trash getting involved. There's no DQ. It's like nobody gets DQ these days. Dominic schoolboys Damian Priest for the 1, 2, 3, and Dominic wins, beating a former world champion. Damian Priest becomes irate. He picks up Dominic's bitch ass, hits the Razor's Edge Chico to him. Carlito tries to help out. He hits a South of Heaven to Carlito. While he tries to walk away, crowd chants one more time, and then we see Liv and Raquel. She looks mortified. Damian then walks back in, hits another South of Heaven to Dominic Mysterio, and that's the end of Raw. The show was dreadful, it was atrocious, horrendous, constantly insults my intelligence, and I didn't even watch this shit live. I watched the VOD, you know, like this morning. You know, I'm like, man, fuck Raw. I don't feel like watching this bullshit, man. Because this is supposed to be the WWE, the biggest pro wrestling company in the world. Why is it that your shows are the most inconsistent out of everyone? Alright, it's like some shows are decent, but most shows are just bad, terrible, or just flat out garbage. Just like this week's show. That's all I gotta say about this fucking horseshit. It's your dank garbage. But if you watched this week's episode of Raw and you got a favorite moment, favorite match, put that shit in the comment section. Love it, hate it, comment, subscribe to the channel. It's all the same to me. I just want to see the engagement and the feedback from you guys. That's why I continue to do these fucking reviews, even though I can't stand Raw. I really can't. But I do for you guys, right? Next video will be we're doing a video on Omos. The disappearance of Omos, who is conspicuous in his absence. That'll be next, alright? But other than that, wishing enough for you guys' time. So, that said, be safe, be blessed, take care of yourself, trust in God. I'm out of here. Till next time, adios.